Welcome to Gerald Johan van Wa's educational channel. Today I will talk again about something that you can find in the book Sound in Form. It is a method with which to understand words or words with a capital. I will explain that idea somewhere else, but what will I discuss today will be about a small part which is discussing the Korean script. It can be found in this book. Here you can find it. It's a very thick, large book of over 600 pages. You can find it on Trafford if you want to check it out. The Korean language. I had a very long history with Korea because I used to have another YouTube channel, and this YouTube channel was mostly dedicated to Korean music. I'm a big fan of Korean music from the 30s until the late 70s mostly, and a lot of subscribers that are still here on this YouTube channel are actually there because of this. So this is a kind of tribute to them, that I will also have something else to offer which might interest them. The Korean script was developed by the great emperor, and there was a movie about it, a series about it, The Deep-Rooted Tree, which is recommended. It was on Netflix one of these days, and you can find there how it has been developed. The disadvantage of using the Chinese script was that it was based upon completely different vowels and consonants. It was confusing. It was also very complicated. Only scholars could learn it. So this emperor was trying to find a new script that everybody would be able to read and learn very easily, based upon the Korean letters, and with the same balance as in the Chinese script. I already told you before that the Chinese script is in balance with the elements. It has a lot of associations that are worth dealing with. The advantage of this script is that it can actually also be compared to other scripts and to the ideas that are quite universal actually. So it is looking for the balance as well between yin and yang, between earth and heavens, in a way that it's keeping the balance. And also the letters are in fact very much looking for the same balance, so it's still there in the script. So you can see heaven above and earth in the middle. It's a kind of neutrality in the middle, and the rest is in the changing, is changing all the way. These are some old drawings that you can still find when working on the script. But I will explain it in my way, how I understand the scripts compared to the Western scripts and the universal idea behind it. In the middle is the neutral zone, and the letter that fits most to it, also to English and to other languages, the letter A. It is the very neutral letter, which is a kind of a neutralite foundation which we use in English in the word the. That's also what it reflects, or a. It is it is neutral. It's not part of the process. You can do with it what you want, and you can put it into the process wherever you want. So these are the neutral. This is the neutral aspect of it, and the activated aspect is the other. It's something else. It's the E, or in English it's we say the I. So it's the insert into the system, into it's like more or less like the ideal connection to the system. It's the active particle compared to the as the passive or neutral particle. This is the first basis that you can recognize there. The next one are the two processes based upon, again, the whole way how we behave into the 4 seasons, into behave ourselves in the world and try to be realistic in what we do. So in this idea we have the summer where everything is idealistic and progressing, and in winter everything is not so ideal, and so we have to deal with what doesn't work very well. So these contrasts, which are the yin and yang as well, can be compared to two letters. It's the ah as you know it. In English they pronounce it a, but it's actually the ah. So that's the fulfilling of what you want to do. It's the activation of everything what you want to do. It's working towards the light, just like in summer. The other way around is a u, like in to or room. That's the incomplete process. It's the selective process. So it goes towards the material. It's very relative. So some things are not going like you want, and in the A you just start the process, so you think everything works fine. This is universal, and you see here it goes to the right, like we have the Western scripts as well, and the downward process of the U. I noticed that a lot of letters with U in Japanese refer to winter. It seems, maybe it's just an impression, but it seemed to be that way. In fact, it is more like U instead of U, if you really want to know the contrast. And you can prove it with how the letters are in frequencies. So if you read the frequencies and you check the frequencies, the ah is really around the basic foundation of that you can see the basic frequency is dominant. So it is also reflecting the processes which are ongoing. It's still unprocessed what you do with it, but it's ongoing, and they have the foundation, the full basics. The U or the U is the other way around. It's not connected with these basics. It's open. It's empty. But the processes are finalized. So everything is finalized. So that means that you can see everything which is in the final stages. Some of it works, some of it doesn't work. It's not really connected. It's just the material that it's left over, like that you have in winter. And words are associated that way as well, but that you can learn thoroughly by practice or by association. The next steps that you have, so you have the active form, the ah. You have also the realistic form, or the oh, the oh, or like in war or car, or there are some variation between A and O, but if you adapt to what you need in the reality, it is not the idealistic form, but it's more adapted to more balance. The O in itself is actually the process which is taken. The process is immediately processed, as I can say, like the U. It's not. It's stagnate, so it's not part of the process very much. It is. It's more the passive form, let's say, or the incomplete form. Next ones, okay, you can, is the E. It's more or the ye. This is it's the activation of everything. So the good and the bad material, everything is activated in the E. So it's taken into the process, especially the things that are not working. You do something. You do the materialistic things. You do something with it. It's the material itself which is activated in this way. It's not your idea, like in A, that is activated. It's the material which is activated. And if I checked it into the yin and yang balances, so the if you also see the frequencies, it's neutral balance without much activation in it. The A, everything is activated in the higher frequencies, if in the reflections. Um, so there's a difference with the ah, which I use. Some of the languages use ah a lot, like in India. So it's a very warm country. They like to explore everything immediately and put everything into process immediately. Like in England, it's a tempered, it's more tempered environment. So they use the ah not very much. They more use this middle sound of a, um, looking for the balance. What is real and what is not real. So they're more thinking of they will not use everything that you have there. They make a selection. They immediately make a selection of what is reality and what is not. So the next ones that I will compare to sounds that are also universal, but that are actually from the Korean script, is some of the contradictory forms. So you have the G there, you have the N on the G on the top, the N on the bottom. It's always a balance between the heavens on top and the becoming or the reality or the materialization below. This kind of balance between heaven and earth is not only in China there, but it's also kept in mind in Korea. So in the heavens, what comes from the heavens, it's more the letter G there, from God, let's say. So the also is bringing down what comes from the heavens, the ideas that comes from the heavens. The ideals are processed into reality. What you make from reality, or what you make into forms, is the N. That's a completely different thing. If you really take all the forms, it's the M. Now it's maybe a bit abstract, but if you think about it, you will notice how these letters are used in language as well. The S is then more bridging all process between heaven and earth, and everything what works in between. So some of the processes, if you see it from the space or from inside the space, which is growing, the space or the heavens is in that way as well. So you go up to the heavens and you try to reach the heavens or the ideals. You have two kinds of forms, the B and the P. Before they were just one letter. You can see it down there in a very old script, as if they were split at some point, but the B is from underneath the becoming of yourself, reaching up, reaching towards the ideals, and the P reaches the heavens, or it's like the pressure in a space, and at the end you get something that comes out of it, and you have a new idea that you can use. The taking form is something else, how it takes form, so the other way around. Instead of going to the ideal, going to the formation. The letters L and R are the formation letters. The R more from the heavens downward, and L from man downward, or reaching downward to what you want to achieve. So this is are two aspects of the yin and yang that you can see here from space or from the materialization processes that you can express there. You can understand them if the way I express them. I hope you understand them a bit better. I compared all these letters with something which I think was quite interesting to compare. Is the prayer of Our Father, the Christian prayer, is also about balances. So it has to be, we try to reach a world where the heavens reflect what happens on earth. So it's on earth like in heavens. It's also a kind of yin-yang. And these balances from up, down, right, left can be compared to this prayer. I did that in my book. But also the letters can be compared to it. So also this Our Father prayer. So forgive the debts as what we do to our debtors that's going down in the darkness below, and then again goes back up to the lightness again. So so we don't want to have the temptation of the dark part, but we deliver us from the evil is also like let us make something from the shadows that derive from the winter and bring it back to the light. So it's the whole process can be recognized and can be followed from the one sentence to the next one, and can be compared to the yin and yang. That is something that is explained in my book. I will not do that here, but the letters are also comparable in the same way. And that's what I will do. So in the middle you have the H, so this is also a space, a circle. It connects to all the processes in anywhere, while the Ng is connects again to the heaven process, from the whole processes to what you want to connect to the idea what you want to connect to. This is very abstract, but the next ones will be more easy to understand. So the U and the O are also going down and going up processes. The U, of course, it brings us down because these are the unprocessed things, and the O is rising up. So in our wishfulness to be open to something, what is sensed is here the U. What is sensed? What do we really have here? What do we have left in winter? We can discover something in spring afterwards, upwards again. So the A would against the A against the O. It's what can we make from our own creations. It should also match, of course, the experience of what we make from it. The experience of how it really is. Sorry, how it really is. So also our distinction should match should match what it's directed to. I can't read it here, so it's hidden. Where is it? I'll look it up. Number 17. I think I have it more clear in the next one. Yeah, here it is more clear. So the downward and upward processes are like, so in our wishfulness to be open to something what is sensed, it must be in match with what really can be discovered, what is unfolding itself. So we sense what is there and really there, and it's neutral. It can also bring new open processes into the system. So also our distinction, the T, must be equal to the realization. So we must take care also that what we make from our creations, the A, should also match the experience of what is really made in reality. The same with G in the heavens. How we should match how things are reflected towards us, then how we ourselves make things practical with the N. And if you want to make some a little more distinction, so the T, this distinction is more that what is likely to be there, and K is what mostly is what more is a bit doubtful to be there. That's why also in Japanese the Ka is on the end of the word when they have a question. So it's a bit these are the doubtful things. Is it still matching the heavens, matching our ideals, yes or no? We try to reach out to the answer there. So it's always the match between the letters. The interconnection between the letters is a yin and yang process. So there's always the ideal against the materialization. So also the end of what we are making in the material, we will see it's only a part of all the material. So we try to match something to what matches everywhere. So this is the materialization process from N to M. From space again, so from the P to the B. The B is what we make ourselves in space, in our idealization process. What can we make from it towards heavens, towards the ideals, and the P are the things that are the reality of it, that the things that we really have it, that are derived from it. So the B's ourselves try to make something, try to break open something, and the P is the result of the break of everything that has been broken open. It's like the peeling off like the peeling off, and then you have rest material. Also with the L and the R, it's like you want to make something to unfold and do something with it, and try to bring it into life. The R itself is life, that how it really unfolds itself. So these are the values that are really made, and the L are the values that we try to make. So there are always these contrasts, and the letters also emphasize these contrasts. So I hope it's more or less a little bit of help how you could understand the letters, if you think about it, how you use the letters and the balances that are in them. You can learn them from the viewpoint of the Korean script, but they also match any scripts, because the letters and the vowels and consonants have the same meanings everywhere. I hope it was a little bit more clear. It is an addition to the book, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching again. You can subscribe to my channel if you like. Thank you very much. Bye.